Hey everybody, it's Rash, and I hope that you are doing as well as possible in this really weird time. A couple of people have DM'd me about how I'm doing. Everything's fine here. At least for the most part. I'm in Switzerland. If some of y'all don't know, I live in Zurich, and Switzerland is on lockdown until April 19th, I believe. So that means all like non-essential stores, like restaurants, businesses, they have to remain closed until the 19th. So that's like a month away. And also the public transportation has been reduced because of that. So, but other than that, I'm fine. My family's fine. So we're thankful, and thank you for asking how we're doing, especially since Switzerland is in the middle of all this stuff, and Italy is just right down yonder. Um, anyway, getting serious here. I was afraid to post this video because what I'm about to say may be taken the wrong way. It may be seen as criticism, and it's not criticism at all. I just want to add another voice to all of the voices in the spiritual community that are posting and doing really beautiful things. It's just that I had a DM with someone this morning, which sort of confirmed how I was feeling, and I'll go ahead and spit it out there because I think it needs to be said. I think it's beautiful that the spiritual community. Let me take a sip of tea here before I say this. Okay, I think it's beautiful that the spiritual community, Freudian slip maybe, the spiritual community is coming together, especially on Instagram and in other places, to post really inspirational things and things about highlighting the benefits of this time that we are in, of the coronavirus, and the fact that things have come to a standstill. I think it's wonderful, and I think those voices are needed. On the other side of that, let me tell a little story. And if you all follow me, like with my videos or whatever, you already know this. When I was in my 20s and 30s, and also really during my divorce and right after my divorce, that was what, 10 years ago. I was 40, I'm 50. Yeah, so 10 years ago, financially I was in the shit. I had to dig myself up out of a lot of debt and other stuff, and I wasn't being good with my money, and so on and so forth. And if this lockdown, if the coronavirus and all of this stuff had happened during that time, I would have been in the shit. And also because of the type of job I have, being in marketing and digital, and I write, and usually when businesses start cutting, they look at marketing first. So if this had happened 10 years ago, I would have been in a shit. And especially also in my 20s too, because I was having a rough time. I'd gone out on my own. At one point I was working 2 jobs, and there's nothing like coming home after your second job and seeing an eviction notice on your door, which did happen to me. And if someone had come to me during that time, and started talking to me about being spiritual, whatever, I would have, this is a spiritual time for you, whatever, I would have told them to, screw off, and probably rightfully so. And so I just want to say this. Again, it's fine that, the spiritual community, we're posting all of these things. And as I said, it's beautiful. It really is. But I want to talk to the person, and I want to send a shout out to the person, to those of you out there, to those of us out there, because I sometimes feel this way too. If you do not have the bandwidth right now to be spiritual, that's fine. That's fine. If you don't have the energy to pick up your crystals and work with them because you've been trying to figure out your unemployment benefits, and reading through that stuff is hellacious. I had to do it in another language. It's hellacious, and you don't have the energy for anything else, that's fine. If you don't have the energy to hold space for this shutdown and think about things in your life or whatever, because you're worried about paying your bills next week, keeping the lights on, you're worried about your folks, all of that, then that is fine. We need to acknowledge the fact that, is my bra, I'm sorry y'all if I flashed you. Well, I have got nothing to flash, but anyway, if, what was I gonna say? If you just don't have the bandwidth to be at one with the universe right now because you are dealing with just some basic stuff, some basic needs, your basic needs or whatever, that is okay. If you are a single mom or a single dad and your kids are at home because the schools have been shut down and you don't have the energy to go out and find, you know, vegan vegan meals that have been, you know, made by Tibetan nuns and blessed by the Dalai Lama down at the farmers market, which is about 5 miles away, and walk it back up because you're just tired of the situation, that's fine. You are fine. Don't feel bad if you can't jump on the Enlightenment Express right now. And that's all I wanted to say. Nothing against everything else that is going on. Not at all. Keep posting. If you are in the spiritual world, keep posting the inspirational videos. Keep posting your thoughts. Keep doing that. I just want to make sure that those of us who can't, who just, they're just not there right now because, you know, jobs are at stake and health is at stake and a lot of stuff, you know, we're kind of right now dealing with that bottom, the bottom rung on that pyramid. I just want to let you know that if that's what you're going through right now, it's okay. That's it. Bye, y'all.